A short story. The Kite. The boy, whose name was Liam, was taken away by the social services to live in temporary foster care. It was the school the boy attended that had recently noticed the bruising on his legs and arms. When the headmaster had asked him about this, the boy stayed silent. With further investigation, it became apparent his dad, who was known for petty crime in the area, had been hitting the boy regularly. A week later, and the boy stayed in his bedroom most of the time. He didn't talk to anyone, and this worried the couple, who he lived with, until the social services found him a more permanent home. Their names were David and Haley. One day, as it rained hard outside, David walked up the stairs to Liam's room, where he found the boy of 10, sat on his bed, with his eyes closed. The moment David entered, causing one of the floorboards to creak slightly, Liam curled up in a ball, while muttering, "Please don't hurt me." "I'm not going to hurt you, mate. You live here now, and I promise no one will lay a hand on you. Do you trust me, sport?" he said. Liam looked up, scared. David sat beside him. "Me and Haley just want you to be happy. I promise you, your dad doesn't know where you are. And if he did try anything, he'd be locked up straight away." Still, the boy didn't say anything, and that broke David's heart. How could he improve things for Liam, to make the boy trust him? Since being here, Liam would only leave his room for meals. Something needed to change. Haley turned to him, while she dried up some plates and cutlery. "What do you mean, David? There's nothing we can really do." David wanted to do more. It was hard to explain, but over the years, they'd had so many children from damaged homes live here for only a short time, then they'd be gone, just like that. It just felt like something was missing. "You're probably right," he replied, disappointed. Haley put the tea towel down on the worktop, then put her arms around him. "You like him, don't you? What is it with him that's different from all the other children we've looked after?" she asked. "I'm not sure. It's just a feeling I have. I told you years ago how my dad used to take me to the park for hours. Well, I want to do the same for Liam. He deserves that much, at least. That boy has gone through so much for a 10-year-old. Do you think that's a good idea? I know we aren't supposed to get too emotionally involved, and I get it, honestly, I do, but I just want to do it for him, like Dad did for me, before he leaves us." She kissed him on the lips. "I think it's a lovely idea," she replied. "And that's why I love you." The next day, without telling anyone, David went to the shop he and his dad used to visit, which specialized in something that he hoped would interest Liam, like it did him, many years ago. He'd hidden the present for Liam in the boot of the car, as he wanted it to be a surprise. As usual, the boy stayed in his bedroom, while he played a computer game, when David walked in. Liam looked round, and smiled at him. Since David had explained to the boy that he didn't need to worry about his dad, Liam now seemed more relaxed. "Hi mate," David said. "Do you fancy a trip to the park? Haley and I think it'd be a good idea for you to get out of the house for a little while. What do you think of that?" The boy nodded, which David had learned the last few days meant yes. David parked the car on a side street, near to the playing field. From the boot he took out the present, still wrapped up. They walked the rest of the way, until the entrance to the park came into view. He bent down to the boy. "My dad used to take me here. Also, I have a present for you. Come on, you can open your present shortly. Would you like that?" The boy smiled, seeming pleased. Both proceeded through the entrance. In the distance was a family having a picnic. On the left of them was a pavilion, and close to that, a bench where they could sit. Once they were sat down, David handed the present to Liam. "Open it," he said excitedly. The boy tore the wrapping paper off, and the biggest smile David had ever witnessed appeared on Liam's face. Then something unexpected happened. The boy put his arms around David, which meant, "Thank you." David was overjoyed. "Then it's time to fly your new awesome kite." For the next 3 hours, David taught Liam everything he needed to know about flying a kite. Every time the boy laughed out loud, David felt an emotion he'd never felt before, the same emotion his dad had felt years ago, when he'd spent time with his little boy. That night, Liam cried out, because he was having a terrible nightmare. David and Haley rushed to his room in their pajamas, worried as can be. Both cuddled him until he'd calmed down, then invited him back to their room, as he was still shaken up from the experience. Before he went to sleep, he kissed them both, and for the first time since being here, said "Good night, Mummy." "Good night, Daddy." The next day, Liam began to talk more, much to their relief. It was only little things like, "I feel hungry, Mummy," or, "Can I fly the kite again with Daddy?" That afternoon, the boy got his wish. With Liam safely in bed, David and Haley sat in the living room, with a bottle of red wine. David took a sip from the glass. There was a noise from upstairs. "I better check that out, sweetheart. It might be Liam having a bad dream again," he said. Haley kissed him on the lips. "I'm so proud of you, David," she answered. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" "Proud of what?" he said, confused. "How you take him to the park every day, without fail, so he can fly his beloved kite. It's really sweet of you. So because of what you do for him, I'll go up this time, because you deserve a rest for once." "But I don't mind going up, to see if he's okay," he said. Haley laughed. "As I said before, you are such a sweetie. Wish me luck." "Good luck," he replied. In the bedroom, she saw Liam sat at the top of the bed. He looked scared. In the middle of the bed was a wet patch. He noticed Haley, and said, while trembling, "You aren't going to hurt me, are you?" Tears ran from his eyes. Her heart broke for him. Haley sat on the bed beside him, and placed a hand softly on his shoulder and said, "Why would you think that, darling? I could never hurt you, because you mean the world to me." Liam smiled at her. The crying stopped. "Daddy hated it when I weed the bed. He'd say I was a pathetic child who deserved to have no friends, and he was ashamed of me." She cuddled him tightly and chose her words wisely. "Since you've come into our lives, you've made us so happy. I could never be ashamed of you, my sweet Liam. Because you mean everything to me." The boy kissed her cheek. "I love you as well, Mummy." Once she changed the bed, the child got in, and she kissed his forehead tenderly. "Good night, my special little man. And if you get scared, you know where me and Daddy are." "Good night, Mummy," Liam answered. He closed his eyes, and she left the room. In the living room, she sat down and took a sip of wine. David looked at her strangely. "What's wrong? I can tell when there's something on your mind." 3 years later, the little girl walked into the strange, unfamiliar house, with the friendly woman she'd only met a few hours before. She noticed a man and woman stood in the hallway. The man spoke first. "Hello, sweetheart. My name's David." "My name's Lucy," she answered, nervously. "Where am I?" David smiled at her, then said, "Before going into that, I would first like to introduce you to my wife, Haley." The girl giggled. "It's very nice to meet you, Haley." She noticed a teenage boy at the top of the stairs, while he made his way down. David then said proudly, "And this is our son, Liam." The end.